Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show
Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. And of course, it is Nikki Bougie, the one and only, but I am not alone. The editor-in-chief and my tag team partner, Dreon Santana. We are known as the Salt Shakers. And I am so excited today. If you haven't noticed, we have a guest here, and we bring nothing but the guest. Best guest at that. But today, we're about to get sick.
So sick.
So sick. JesSICKa, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Santana, how are you doing this morning as well?
Tired. It's not.
Yes.
I've never been this early up on a Saturday, so.
Listen, it is early on a Saturday. I can't say that I would normally be out of bed at this point.
Right.
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, let us get right into it. JesSICKa, you are getting ready for Bound for Glory this Friday, Albany, New York. I gotta know, because we've been watching. We do the post shows. We've been seeing kind of you and Taya on one side and Rosemary on the other. So I want to know what is needed to get Rosemary on the same page as you and Taya heading into your match at Bound for Glory.
I'm telling you, since I have, joined up with Taya and Rosemary, all I have been doing is trying to prove to Rosemary that I am just as worthy a warrior as Havoc was. She keeps saying, Havoc, bring back Havoc, bring back Havoc. I am JesSICKa. I think it's very clear that JesSICKa and Havoc are not the same person. I obviously will do anything for Taya and Rosemary, and Taya has been on board since day one. I just don't understand what I have to do, and I feel like the only thing left to do is to prove to her that I am worthy enough when Taya and I walk out of Bound for Glory as the new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. That's not to say that I'm taking Vex lightly. Obviously, Deonna and Chelsea are very, very formidable opponents. They are not Knockouts World Tag Team Champions by any fluke. I understand that. But what the world doesn't realize yet is that you guys have only gotten a taste of what JesSICKa is about in the ring. It's about to get so much more sick up in here. So make sure you guys stay tuned.
I love that. So as we stay on the topic of Vex, how have you been preparing yourself to face a team like Vex? I mean, they've been dominating in singles competition and as a tag. So how have you been preparing yourself to face them?
Honestly, just studying lots of tape. I have been ringside, while Rosemary's taken on Deonna, and even ringside with them while they've taken them on as a team. I pay attention. Everyone thinks that JesSICKa, she's all fun, she's not really paying attention. Rosemary's always yelling at me to focus and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm focusing, but I can multitask. I can totally pour another mimosa while watching tape. And listen, like I said, I do not take them lightly. I know what they're capable of. But the one advantage that I have is that they do not know what I'm capable of. And if I need to remind everyone, JesSICKa is undefeated at Impact Wrestling. That's true. I plan on keeping that streak going.
That is true. Now, with that being said, if you are successful and you do become an Impact Knockouts World Tag Team Champion yet again, who would you like to defend against?
Honestly, anyone and everyone. I look at our Knockouts division and I see all of the most amazing, talented women in wrestling. I feel as though Impact Wrestling has the best wrestling show on TV. I love Impact Wrestling. I love the Knockouts division. The Knockouts division has always been on the forefront of Impact. And I think that Impact, had a huge start in the women's revolution, so to speak. I feel like women were killing it for a long, long time at Impact. And so looking at everyone, I mean, if anyone wants to step up, to the plate, I want to say if, but I mean when Taya and I win the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, I would love for anyone to step up to the plate. I know that I could be a bit much, but I will not back down from a fight, and I will always protect my friends.
Yeah, we definitely saw that when you knocked down Chelsea and Deanna backstage. I was like, hold on. They're like, don't touch her. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, don't touch her. That's how it be for Nikki as well. I definitely knock somebody down, or Nikki will knock somebody down for me.
Absolutely.
Hey, like that is a true friendship. And I'm sorry, but I feel like Chelsea and Deanna were being a bit disrespectful. And then, Chelsea comes in, they insult us, they call us all losers. And then to add insult to injury, you're going to boop Taya on the nose? Not on my watch. I don't think so.
I love that. So, as far as like being JesSICKa and going over to Havoc, it's like your dark side or whatever. You've been in the knockouts division for a very, very long time, very well respected, and you faced a lot of opponents. So, who would you say is your toughest knockout and why?
Man, that is a very good question because they all are so tough. I've squared up with, I feel like if I'm thinking about it, most of them. I think obviously Jordan Grace, she is only like literally every single day getting better and better. Like she's, getting more jacked. We don't call her, muscle mommy for nothing. But like just I would say she's pretty tough. She's pretty resilient. Someone who I have been just enamored with watching is Masha Slamovich. Wow, like talk about something different and just insane. She honestly is like no other knockout that I've seen in such a long time. And it's hard for me to talk about and distinguish who is the toughest because I feel like we have such an amazing, like, diverse group of women. There's Mia Yim, Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly is someone I've never been in the ring with, but I'll tell you this much. If I get in the ring with her, I'm going to make sure she is not getting behind me at any point because I am not going to be on the receiving end of that chokehold. That she means business. And it's terrifying. You know what? Alicia Edwards, I think that she hits pretty hard for a little one. She's pretty tough too.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now, moving from your toughest, I know that could be really hard to determine. Who has been your favorite knockout and some of your favorite knockouts to step in the ring with?
Well, I would have to say definitely for sure Lish. I feel like Lish doesn't. I feel like there's a lot more to Lish than meets the eye, and I can't wait for the world to finally see that. An amazing person in the back, but also like if you truly watch like her matches and just like everything and just see how much she commits and how like just fiery she is, even if she doesn't always come up, on top, she's always given it her all. And she's honestly one of my favorite people. So like obviously being in the ring with her as well, she was JesSICKa's first opponent. And it was, I think Lish is great. I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's so tough. I have to say Lish and Jordan. I really do. They're my favorite.
That's awesome. So as a knockout, there's a lot of moments that's been created with you being JesSICKa or Havoc. So what would you say is like your most memorable moment as a knockout? Whether it's like in the ring, outside the ring, just anything.
So when Havoc first debuted at TNA, Gail Kim was the Knockouts World Champion. And I think that the most memorable moment for Havoc would have been when she beat Gail Kim for the Knockouts World Championship in a main event on an episode of TNA. I think that was huge for so many reasons. With it being a women's main event, with the story that was being told, and with that being the biggest achievement in Havoc's career. As far as JesSICKa, just feeling the love during the debut match, and then just after a successful win, even hearing the crowd chanting "Battle Coat," it's it's little things like that you're just like, wow, like this is awesome. And because we all get into this business and we want to be successful, and we want to tell good stories, and ultimately we want to be accepted by the fans. It's very scary to try something new and on TV, and then worry about, okay, is this gonna translate, to the fans? Are they going to accept it? And honestly, the positivity and the acceptance has been so overwhelming with the fans, and I am having the most fun right now in my career alongside Taya and Rosemary. And I think that Bound for Glory is going to be such a huge deal to me for that reason. Regardless of the outcome, I will have gotten to wrestle alongside one of my best friends for the tag team Knockouts Tag Team Championships. But I have a really good feeling that we got this.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Well, good luck always. Now we're gonna play a quick game here. You're gonna give us one word for each knockout that we say. So let's just kick it off. Very interesting. Rosemary.
Okay. Demon.
Giselle Shaw.
Dramatic.
Jordan Grace.
Strong.
Taya Valkyrie.
The funnest.
Savannah Evans.
Serious.
Tiana Perazzo.
Sorry to say it. Stuck up.
Oh.
I've experienced some things.
Tasha Steeles.
Ooh, she's sassy.
Gail Kim.
Legend.
And last but not least, Mickie James.
The frickin' GOAT.
Nice.
That's awesome. So with your presence, you have a huge presence on social media, I will say, and it's constantly continuing to grow. Are there any plans of maybe going after the digital media championship? Because somebody need to take it off Brian Myers immediately.
That guy, talk about stuck up, and he's like, I'm professional. When? He's so rude. Oh, don't even get me started. You know what? As soon as we cross this bridge with the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, assuming we win, and we will, I would love to challenge someone. I'll go for that digital media championship if the opportunity arose. JesSICKa doesn't back down from a fight, and I don't think he would know how to handle me, because everybody says they're like, she's crazy. No, I'm fun, but listen, when it comes down to it, I can get crazy.
Okay, and sick. Okay,
and so sick while doing
so
it.
Sick. Now, you say you don't back down from a fight. You mentioned Killer Kelly earlier as someone who you haven't faced that you would like. Is there anyone else you want to put on that list?
If I had to think, let's see. So Killer Kelly is definitely one. Honestly, I'd like to see how JesSICKa could fare against Masha Slamovich. She has really cool hair. I always see her in the back, and she's walking around, and I'm just like, I just want to touch her hair. But then Taya's like, no, don't touch her hair, because she has a sickle. And I'm like, okay. Well, I understand that, but I'm JesSICKa, and I think it's clear that I'm being fun and nice. Yeah. But I don't know. I'd like to take on Masha Slamovich. Let's see, who else? I don't know. It's such a good question, because I feel like there's so many options. Is there anybody that you guys would like to see me face?
I want to see JesSICKa go up against Giselle Shaw.
Yeah.
I would love to wrestle Giselle Shaw.
Yeah.
I think it would be so fun.
Yeah.
It would be, you know what? You know why we would fight? I seriously want to confront her because I get every day that I get on Instagram, I see her doing a new TikTok dance with all these other girls, and I'm like, you never asked me one time to do TikTok with you. No, I walked up to her and I said, "Oh, I see. You only want to do a TikTok with me when we're setting something on fire."
We gotta get. We gotta get more TikToks from JesSICKa.
Yeah.
Well.
Yes,
Definitely.
and you know what? I'm gonna step my TikTok game up, and I'm gonna make Giselle jealous of my TikToks. I told her. I actually left an Instagram comment because I'm so, like I said, I'm so tired of getting on Instagram and seeing all these cute TikToks, and she's like doing all these dance numbers, like you mentioned before. And listen, JesSICKa's got some moves.
Yeah.
Taya's entrance music, yo. It is so lit, and every time I'm like, "Hey, let's go!" It's Taya.
I have a video of you dancing at Victory Road.
I can't contain myself.
Yeah, we love it. We love JesSICKa dancing.
Thank you. Well, JesSICKa has fun dancing. I think dancing is important.
Yes.
I think we should all, anytime you're feeling down, put on Taya's entrance music and just start dancing.
It's amazing.
Her theme is like hard. Like
yes. It's so good.
It is. So you've been a part of Impact's Knockouts division for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's JesSICKa Havoc. So who has helped you the most as a knockout?
I would have to say that there are two people who have helped me, I feel, more than anyone. And that would have to be Madison Rayne and Gail Kim. And actually, you know what? Christy Hemme as well. When I was at TNA, you know, like with Havoc and stuff, like I always remember Christy was in my corner and always supportive, always, you know, and Christy is like incredibly creative. So I would have to say it would be those three women have helped me the most. My match with Madison Rayne at the Knockouts Knockdown match or show all those years ago is actually what got me my job at Impact. You know, it takes two to have a good match. And we've always had really good chemistry. I think I've known Madison Rayne the longest out of everyone in wrestling. She was my first friend in wrestling. And so there's a lot of history there that people don't realize. But Madison Rayne was honestly, she was someone who helped me greatly. And then Gail Kim, obviously, like, it just takes someone to believe in you. And I don't know that Havoc would have been so successful the first time around on TV had she not had an opponent like Gail Kim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, during that time as well, what is the most important advice you've been given within your career in Impact and TNA?
So the biggest advice that I would say has helped me the most is, you know, just keep your mouth shut and your ears open and just listen. I think that another thing that goes into being successful in wrestling is to have thick skin, because you know, regardless of who you are, you could be the best person in the world, you know, and do everything by the book, be a good person, treat everyone well. There's still going to be haters. There's still going to be people who don't like you for whatever reason. And I used to get hung up on the longest time with why doesn't this person like me, or why don't these guys like me? I don't understand. And you can't get caught up in stuff like that because it is such a brutal business. So honestly, just minding your P's and Q's, respecting the etiquette, respecting your veterans, having thick skin, and just obviously not letting things get to you. It's easier said than done. I've been in this business 19 years, and I have, you know, not to get like on a serious note, but to be real, I have developed depression and body dysmorphia since I started wrestling because of the things that people would say to me. And I think that mental health is something that will be affected when you're in the public eye. And obviously, the more successful you are, the more hate comes with it too. So it's just, the biggest thing is just reminding yourself who you are, why you're doing this, and just don't worry about pleasing everyone. Just as long as you're a good person and you're respectful, and just listen.
That's absolutely amazing. We really appreciate you for sharing that as well. And
I didn't mean to get deep like that. I'm
no,
sorry, but
we love it. Listen, we want you guys to come on here and be able to talk. Of course, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, so it's all about the ins and outs. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I love this. This is my favorite interview of the morning.
Oh, wow. Well, you should, listen, come back anytime. We love to see you at the shows. I always see you. So it's so amazing. And we wish you...
I would love to do more with you guys because this is fun.
Awesome.
Come on, tell them.
Can I point out one thing real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So is that a Trey Miguel shirt?
Yes.
Do you see my Trey Miguel Spidey tray hanging on my wall?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Trey Miguel fan. I love Trey Miguel. I'd love to wrestle Trey Miguel. That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
Listen, and you and I will both be cheering for him. Even though I'm wrestling him, I'll be like, yes! God!
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. No, come back anytime. We send you the best wishes in your match. Don't forget, you guys, JesSICKa and Taya Valkyrie will be teaming up. And they're going to try to get those Impact Knockouts World Tag Team Championships off of Vex, Deanna and Chelsea.
And it's going to be sick.
It's going to be sick. Until next time, JesSICKa, safe travels. And again, good luck at Bound for Glory.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.